Let us delve into a discussion about the 7 most nutritious foods you can incorporate into your diet. The question at hand is, what defines a food as healthy? We also need to look at what meals make us sick in order to figure that out. Among the myriad of factors that can lead to illness, it is well understood that insulin ranks prominently at the forefront. Foods that elevate insulin will not only hurt your health, but they will also make you sick because your blood sugar is already high. You will also get sick if you eat things that take away nutrients. Our goal is to seek out foods rich in nutrients, that we seek foods that elevate nutrient absorption. It signifies low carbohydrate content as one of the considerations. Okay, so fiber and fat are the two nutrients that don't make insulin respond. In terms of protein, a leaner source tends to elicit a more pronounced insulin response. Whey protein and very low-fat lean protein actually raise insulin levels compared to fattier protein. In other words, if possible, we desire foods to have a higher fat-to-protein ratio. Subsequently, rich in nutrients that we want more than just vitamins, minerals, and trace minerals. We also want phytonutrients. These are plant-based nutrients that provide health advantages that go beyond those of normal vitamins and minerals. So, sauerkraut is the first food on our list. What is it about sauerkraut that makes it so good for you? 1 cup of sauerkraut has only 6 grams of carbs and 4.1 grams of fiber, which means it has a net carb of 1.9 grams. So a whole cup has less than 2 grams of carbohydrates. That's amazing. That satisfies the definition of low carb, high fiber, and high nutrient because sauerkraut has more vitamin C than any other food. There is more than 700 milligrams of vitamin C in 1 cup of sauerkraut. And we just need about 75 milligrams of it every day that we get 700 milligrams from 1 cup of sauerkraut. Vitamin C is extremely, very important for collagen, creating bone, and keeping the heart safe from free radical damage. It has a lot of antioxidant power. Without vitamin C, you feel fatigue like when you have scurvy. Your joints break apart. You can't make connective tissues. Your skin gets more wrinkled, which makes you look older. And sauerkraut is a great and probiotic. It's fermented, so it has a lot of fiber that the microorganisms can use. That means it has a lot of good bacteria. The kind of bacterium that can help your own bacteria grow. If we compare that to yogurt, which has probiotics, the friendly bacteria in yogurt are killed in the stomach. The probiotic in sauerkraut, on the other hand, lives and makes its way to the large intestine. And the other wonderful thing about sauerkraut is that it is made from cabbage. And that's one of the vegetables that are cruciferous. Cruciferous veggies provide the most and strongest phytonutrients of all the vegetables you can eat. One thing that makes sauerkraut and cabbage special is that they are easy to digest. If you have trouble digesting anything, cabbage is definitely the greatest vegetable for you to eat. Unlike other veggies like broccoli, it doesn't generate a lot of gas. It will raise something called acetylcholine, which will help you have regular bowel motions, make more digestive juices, and boost your brain and cognitive performance. Lactic acid is highly good for your healthy bacteria and not so good for your bad bacteria, which are called pathogens. When there is too much lactic acid, germs can't live. Sauerkraut is also a great source of vitamin K2. Bacteria make K2. Vitamin K2, which is also found in certain fats, helps keep calcium in the bone and out of the joints and arteries. Lastly, sauerkraut has a lot of vitamin U in it. You might be wondering what vitamin U is right now. Vitamin U is a genuine vitamin, and it has some pretty fascinating benefits on things like colitis, inflammation of the colon, and ulcers. If you want to know more, I've placed a link below. It works great for gastritis, acid reflux, GERD, and even gut inflammation. Okay, number 2 is arugula. If you've been following my videos, you know that I think you should eat a lot of salad every day. If you're going to eat salad, you might as well use a green or a base of salad that has more nutrients. And arugula is a perfect fit for that. Arugula is a type of cruciferous vegetable. Because of this, it possesses a number of different phytonutrients. It's very excellent for your liver since it helps it work better. If I can get arugula, I will always choose it over other types of salad, especially spinach, because spinach has a lot of oxalates, which can cause kidney stones. But arugula doesn't have a lot of oxalates. Oxalates can stick to calcium and make kidney stones. Arugula also tastes pretty well. It has a flavor that is sweet, spicy, and scorching all at the same time. And it doesn't need much to taste good. Sometimes all I do is add the extra virgin olive oil and a little sea salt. Arugula is great for reducing inflammation. It is particularly good at stopping inflammation. Arugula also has a lot of nitric oxide, which is beneficial for sexual desire and problems with getting or keeping an erection. And for heart health, because it maintains the endothelial walls, which are the inside of the arteries, you can have clots and plaque. Arugula is also a good source of vitamin C, K1, calcium, potassium, folate, and magnesium. And last, arugula is really good at fighting cancer. The next food on the list is salmon. Okay? Of course, I always suggest obtaining the wild-caught salmon and the sort of fish that has the most fat. I also like to leave the skin on because there's a lot of spare fat directly under it. If you're worried about the mercury levels, salmon have much lower amounts than other species of fish, and they're well below the danger limit. And another thing you should know about salmon is that it has a lot of selenium. Selenium fights mercury. In the presence of selenium, the absorption of mercury becomes an impossibility. If you choose to indulge in salmon, there's no need for concern regarding mercury levels. Among all the fish, salmon stands out for its remarkable richness in omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3 fatty acids offer remarkable benefits for the brain, heart, and joints. Omega-3 possesses properties that may combat cancer. Many individuals are ingesting excessive amounts of omega-6 fats found in oils such as soy, corn, canola, and cottonseed. Moreover, they possess a notably low concentration of omega-3 fatty acids. They experience an imbalance that leads to significant inflammation within their bodies. To maintain consistently low levels of inflammation, it is essential to incorporate foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids into your diet. This is precisely why I advocate for incorporating salmon into your meals several times each week. The fat-to-protein ratio stands at a 1 to 2, while a higher fat-to-protein ratio is generally preferred. The myriad health benefits of salmon warrant its inclusion on the list. It is quite accessible. Its delightful flavor encourages regular consumption among people. Moreover, one can enhance the richness of salmon by incorporating extra fats for an even greater flavor boost. When we examine omega-3 fatty acids, a fascinating comparison emerges between salmon and codfish. In just 3 ounces, salmon boasts an impressive over 2,000 milligrams of omega-3s, while cod offers a mere 171 milligrams. Let us consider 2,000 reduced to 171 milligrams. I believe I shall opt for the salmon. Salmon boasts a rich content of potassium, zinc, and calcium. Next up on our list is cod liver. Before you dismiss cod liver, allow me to share my perspective. Organ meats, in essence, are remarkably rich in nutrients. The issue lies in the fact that most people are reluctant to consume them due to their unappealing taste. Times, locating high-quality organ meats proves challenging, particularly due to the pervasive toxicity present in our environment. One might find it unappealing to indulge in traditional beef liver or organ meats. What you desire is authenticity. However, wild-caught cod liver is not just accessible. It is exceptionally delightful. The flavor is quite pleasant. Actually, it lacks any hint of fishiness. As long as you consume it within 1 to 2 days, avoid the error of eating half and placing the remainder in the refrigerator, only to forget about it. Returning a week later, you may find it has taken on a rather fishy aroma. However, if consumed within 1 to 2 days, it truly delights the palate. It is truly delightful. The texture resembles that of pudding, and I find it completely devoid of any fishy flavor. Perhaps you will indulge in it, and perhaps the flavor may not appeal to you, yet I believe it is worth experiencing at least once. In my view, indulging in organ meats, such as beef liver, is indeed a beneficial practice that I find myself unable to partake in beef liver. Though the flavor doesn't appeal to me, I find myself willing to indulge in cod liver throughout the day. In contrast to beef liver, cod liver stands out for its significantly higher content of omega 3 fatty acids. Indeed, we have some cod liver available, as you can observe right here. This is Icelandic cod liver oil. It may appear somewhat unclear, yet this is indeed wild cod. Understood? It arrives enveloped in its own oil. The oil incorporated into this is cod liver oil, and it possesses a surprisingly delightful flavor. I would advise against indulging in the entirety of it all at once. It contains a considerable amount of fat, which may pose a challenge for digestion. However, enjoying just one half of these could be quite delightful. Perhaps once a week, I shall divide this into 2 parts. Half for my first meal and the other half for the second. That if you are following OMAD, simply divide this into 2 parts. Enjoy half during one meal and save the other half for the following day. You can simply store it in the refrigerator. However, as I mentioned earlier, if you allow it to linger in the fridge for an extended period, it may develop a somewhat fishy flavor. What sets cod liver oil apart from general fish oil is its rich content of omega-3 fatty acids found in both the liver and the oil itself. They contain EPA and DHA, understood? However, fish oil lacks the vitamin A and vitamin D found in cod liver and cod liver oil. Cod liver and cod liver oil offer an intriguing additional benefit. Vitamin A, particularly in its active form known as retinol, plays a crucial role in maintaining the health of your eyes. The immune system relies on it fundamentally. The inner lining of your skin is of utmost importance. Let us delve into the intricate workings of the sinuses, the esophagus, the trachea, and the lungs, while also acknowledging the beneficial effects on the kidneys. Vitamin D, as many are aware, plays a remarkable role in regulating blood pressure, alleviating pain, combating depression, and bolstering the immune system. Few foods boast a high content of vitamin D. Cod liver, too, is a source of vitamin K2. It contains iodine and is rich in B vitamins. The fascinating aspect of cod liver lies in its remarkable fat-to-protein ratio. The ratio stands at 5:1. It contains a ratio of fat to protein that is 5-fold. The insulin index is remarkably low. It will not stimulate insulin production. However, the higher the fat-to-protein ratio, the deeper you will enter ketosis. And if the cod liver doesn't appeal to you, at the very least, consider the cod liver oil. Cod liver oil stands out as an exceptional addition to the diets of children and pregnant women alike, owing to its remarkable benefits derived from its rich nutrient profile and essential omega-3 fatty acids. And one final question, where will you uncover this? It's unlikely you'll come across it in the grocery stores. Simply conduct an online search, navigate to Amazon, and you'll discover a multitude of various companies. Next up, and I know this might spark some debate, is the hamburger. Very well, hamburger. Listen to what I have to say. I'm not referring to a hamburger nestled within a bun, that I'm not referring to traditional beef. I'm referring to hamburger that is both grass-fed and organic. Understood? Not lean hamburger, around 90% fat content. That lacks substance that I would advise against that. What is the reasoning behind including hamburger on the list of healthy foods? I'm also considering the practical elements of food as well. It is readily attainable that it is simple to absorb. It can be incorporated into a variety of dishes, offering notable health advantages. There will undoubtedly be those who argue that red meat is detrimental to health, and so on. That assertion is entirely untrue. I've included a link below for those who may have missed my video on red meat. It's important to note that consuming high-quality red meat does not lead to cancer. It will not lead to a heart issue. Grass-fed, organic red meat stands apart from processed varieties and the kind you might find in a fast food hamburger. It stands in stark contrast. Some individuals struggle with digesting red meat, yet they typically find hamburger easier to process. Typically, this is due to the fact that when you compare steak to hamburger, the latter tends to contain a higher fat content. Indeed, when one considers the comparison between hamburger and steak, it reveals a ratio of 2:1. Its fat content is double that of its protein, which aids in retaining the protein within your small intestine, allowing digestive juices and bile to effectively engage with it, ultimately leading to improved digestion. When you consume leaner protein, it traverses your body more swiftly, leaving less time for complete breakdown. Furthermore, with the passage of time, our bodies produce less stomach acid, meaning that as we grow older, our ability to digest red meat diminishes. A straightforward remedy involves incorporating betaine hydrochloride into your routine to enhance stomach acidity and facilitate the digestion of red meat, particularly since many elderly individuals experience iron deficiency. They suffer from anemia, which is also attributed to insufficient stomach acid. An acidic stomach is essential for the absorption of minerals, particularly iron and calcium, as well as for the breakdown of protein and the elimination of pathogens. Generally, a hamburger is quite simple to digest that I regularly indulge in a considerable amount of hamburger while following the ketogenic plan. A hamburger serves as an excellent source of amino acids. It serves as an excellent source of accessible iron when compared to the iron found in spinach. The iron content found in red meat and hamburger is significantly greater. Moreover, hamburgers are abundant in B12, phosphorus, and zinc. It serves as a remarkable source of selenium, as well as vitamins B6, B2, B3, and B5 at IT is also abundant in a substance known as carnosine. Indeed, beef stands out as one of the richest sources of carnosine, a compound known for its ability to mitigate a process known as glycation. Glycation unfolds naturally within our bodies, contributing to the aging process. Glycation occurs when a sugar molecule binds to a protein or fat, rendering it unavailable by forming a complex that alters its function. It tends to obstruct the body's natural flow. When you combine carbohydrates with sugar or fat, you increase the likelihood of glycation occurring. Carnosine serves to inhibit glycation, reduce inflammation, and bolster the immune system. Hamburgers are rich in creatine, a compound known to enhance exercise performance, boost endurance, and support muscle growth and mass. While there are other meats with higher fat content, such as duck and lamb, and even pork, I chose hamburger for its practicality, accessibility, delightful flavor, and numerous health benefits. Next up on our list are pecans. I aim to select foods from various categories. Given the widespread popularity of nuts, I felt compelled to discuss the healthiest nut among them and the rationale behind this distinction. Among all the nuts, pecans stand out for having the lowest net carbs. As you can observe, my pecans are right here, and I relish the act of taking a handful of them right after a meal. They provide a satisfying dose of healthy fat, making for a delightful conclusion to my dining experience. In a single cup of pecans, one can find 14 grams of carbohydrates, accompanied by a commendable fiber content of 10 grams. This results in a mere 4 grams of net carbs for a full cup. Keep in mind that if you're following a keto diet, you can indulge in up to 50 grams of carbohydrates. Thus, 4 grams hold little significance, and the amount of fat is fairly large, about 71 grams. There are other nuts with more fat, such macadamia nuts and pistachios. However, pecans contain the least amount of net carbohydrates. Also, pecans contain a great balance of fat and protein. It's like 7 times more fat than protein. That means it will have an extremely low insulin index. Pecans have a lot of copper and zinc in them. Copper and zinc always work together. It's a good thing when you eat something that has both zinc and copper. But pecans are also full of vitamin B1. If you're stressed, you should absolutely eat pecans. Pecans have the least oxalates of all the nuts. Oxalates, on the other hand, mix with calcium to make kidney stones. Pecans are also very excellent for your heart. They help keep your blood sugar levels stable. Pecans have the most antioxidants of all the nuts. Antioxidants can help reduce the problems that come with long-term diseases like diabetes, heart disease, and inflammatory illnesses. And it's really easy to digest pecans. They are easier to digest than peanuts, walnuts, Brazil nuts, and even macadamia nuts. I really enjoy pecans since they taste good, and you can use them in a lot of different keto dessert recipes. And if you want to see them, I posted some down below. Extra virgin olive oil is the last thing on the list. You want to be sure you have the actual thing. You can see that I use the genuine thing all the way through here. There are many different kinds that you can utilize. I don't know whether you can read that, but you can tell that I use this olive oil, that I use it a lot on a regular basis. It's fascinating because if you buy inexpensive olive oil from different grocery stores, you might not get the actual thing. There's so many fake olive oils out there that they mix other oils with it, and it's simply not the same. The genuine thing has a bit of a kick to it. It smells nice like freshly cut grass. It has a peppery taste and makes the back of your throat feel a little scratchy. That's one sign that you can tell it's the actual thing. But I put on my salad every day. So what makes this extra virgin olive oil so good for you? Yes, it does have vitamins. It contains vitamin E. It has vitamin A in it. It has minerals like potassium and magnesium. That it's a fat, so it won't affect your insulin at all, which is great, but it does include a lot of phytonutrients. It has phytonutrients that can help you live longer. You have a longer life. It helps with things like telomeres, which are the ends of chromosomes. If your telomeres are shorter, you won't live as long. It helps mitochondria work better and fixes them. Cancer is a disease that affects mitochondria. So if you didn't know that, now you do. Anything you can do to protect, support, and fix mitochondria can help you fight cancer. Olive oil is now just as good as ibuprofen for reducing inflammation and pain. I will put a study down below for you to look at. Also, chemicals in extra virgin olive oil can lower beta amyloids. That's the gunk that builds up in your brain and causes Alzheimer's. It's great for the brain and helps with memory, focus, and concentration. It also has some extremely fascinating benefits that stop blood clots, kill germs, and protect the retina. To put another way, it helps the retina of the eye, especially if someone has diabetes, high blood sugar, or high insulin. Some phytonutrients in extra virgin olive oil are 20 times stronger than those in green tea. So don't use it cautiously. Just pour it on your salad. The fat in the olive oil will help you get a lot of the phytonutrients out of the salad. There you have it, the 7 healthiest foods. This video will show you what to stay away from now that you know what to consume. Look at it.